we'll try to sort out, value and quality and best things for your money looking at all these articles we have.
All right. So where do we want to start, Mark, where we can offer some of this advice to our listeners?
Well, the first article, I think, was Wine Enthusiasts. It was a 4-step checklist to assessing the quality of wine. And quality is something I think we have to say first, Kim. It's really what you think is quality to you and your profile. And I believe that's what they were kind of going for.
Okay. Good evening. Time being shortly after 7 o'clock, I call the March 1st, 2023 meeting of the Franklin Town Council to order. Please pause for a moment of silence. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Announcements from the chair. All citizens are now welcome to attend public board and committee meetings in person. Meetings are live streamed by Franklin TV and shown on Comcast Channel 11 and Verizon Channel 29. In an effort to maximize citizen engagement opportunities, citizens will be able to continue to participate remotely via phone, or you may click the Zoom link that is on the posted agenda and on the town's website. The phone number is 929-205-6099 and enter the meeting ID, which is 870-7945-1411, and then you need to hit the pound sign. Again, the meeting ID is 870-7945-1411, then hit the pound sign. If residents are just interested in watching the meeting, it will also be live streamed by Franklin TV. Is Councilor Frangillo on or not? I just see
He was. I don't see him.
nothing, not, okay.
I don't think he's iPhone.
No, my understanding, my last conversation was with him was he was going to be unable to make the council meeting tonight. Okay, moving on. Citizens' comments. Citizens are welcome to express their views for up to 3 minutes on a matter that is not on the agenda. The council will not engage in a dialogue or comment on a matter raised during citizens' comments. The town council will give remarks appropriate consideration and may ask the town administrator to review the matter. Is there anyone in council chambers that would like to speak on an item not on tonight's agenda? Is there anyone out in Zoom land that would like to speak on an item not on tonight's agenda? I don't see any. Do you, Jamie? No. Okay, moving on. I would enter the approval of minutes. I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes from February 15th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Discussion, additions, deletions. Seeing none, the vote will come on the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Proclamations and recognitions, we have none this evening. There are no appointments either this evening. We do have 2 public hearings, and I would declare the first public hearing on zoning bylaw amendment 23-887, zoning map changes from rural residential 2 and single-family residential 3 to rural residential 2 or single-family residential 3 in an area on or near Lincoln Street and Lincolnwood Drive. I would declare this public hearing open. And since this, Jamie, you want to?
Yeah, sure. Through Mr. Chairman, through to the council. So tonight's zoning bylaw amendment, the public hearing is the first step. The legislation for action is below. Just to cut to the chase, these are both proposals tonight during the public hearing are both lot line cleanup changes as part of the lot line series. As the resolution says, this one's off Lincoln Street with about a half a dozen to a dozen parcels. And the planning board did have its hearing this week and did unanimously endorse the changes. So that's about it. And Brian's here if anybody has any technical questions.
Thank you, Jamie. Where this is a public hearing, I will go to the public first. Is there anyone in council chambers that would like to speak on the zoning bylaw amendment 23-887? Is there anyone out in Zoom land that would like to speak on zoning bylaw amendment 23-887? Seeing none, I will go to the council. And I'll go to the EDC chair first. Councilor Hamblin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So this came to the EDC first with Brian, and it was pretty straightforward. It's one of the, these are the last two of the multiple changes that we're doing with our cleanup, and they're pretty easy to follow. These ones are pretty straightforward, like Brian's nodding his head. And it just cleans up things. It makes it easier for the people that live in these parcels. Also, it does not change the how much the parcel is worth. So it does not change anything. It just makes it a lot easier for everybody.
Thank you, Councilor Hamblin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Is there any other councilors? Okay, one last call. Is there anyone in the audience or on Zoom land that would like to speak on zoning bylaw amendment 23-887? Seeing none, I will declare the public hearing on zoning bylaw amendment 23-887 closed. And since we're going through these public hearings, we're going to take the legislation immediately following each of them. So we'll go to legislation for action, zoning bylaw amendment 23-887, formally 22-887, zoning map changes from rural residential 2 and single-family residential 3 to rural residential 2 or single-family residential 3, an area on or near Lincoln Street and Lincolnwood Drive. This is the first reading. Clerk will read the bylaw amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is zoning bylaw amendment 23-887, zoning map changes from rural residential 2 and single-family residential 3 to rural residential 2 or single-family residential 3 in an area on and near Lincoln Street and Lincolnwood Drive. A zoning bylaw amendment to the code of the town of Franklin at chapter 185, section 5, zoning map. Be it enacted by the Franklin Town Council that the code of the town of Franklin is hereby amended, making the following amendments to subsection 185-5 zoning map. That the zoning map of the town of Franklin be amended by changing from rural residential 2 and single-family residential 3 to rural residential 2 in any area containing 35.26 plus or minus acres, comprising the following parcels of land as shown on the town of Franklin's assessors map: parcels number 243-04300, 243-045-000, 243-046-000, 243-053-000, 243-082-000, and a zoning map of the town of Franklin be amended by changing from rural residential 3, single-family residential 3 to single-family residential 3, an area containing 3.02 plus or minus acres, comprising the following parcels of land as shown on the town of Franklin's assessors map: parcels numbers 243-047-000, 243-052-000, 243-064-000, 243-065-000, 243-066-000, 243-067-000, 243-068-000. The zone is to be shown on the attached map. Proposed zoning map changes in the area on or near Lincoln Street and Lincolnwood Drive. The foregoing zoning bylaw amendment should take effect in accordance with the Franklin Home Rule Charter and Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 48, Section 5.
Move zoning bylaw amendment 23-887, formerly 22-887, to a second reading.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion.
All
Jamie,
set.
you're all set. Any discussion from the council?
No.
Okay, seeing none, the vote will come on the motion to move zoning bylaw amendment 23-887 to a second reading. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, zoning bylaw amendment 23-891, zoning map changes from rural residential 2 and single-family residential 3 to rural residential 2 or single-family residential 3, an area on or near Lincoln Street. I will declare the public hearing on zoning bylaw amendment 23-891 open. Jamie, anything?
Same as before, but same thing on Lincoln Street. It's about a couple dozen parcels. Planning board voted unanimously on Monday to endorse the bylaw change. Thanks.
Okay, again, since this is a public hearing, I will go to the public first. Is there anyone in council chambers that would like to speak on zoning bylaw amendment 23-891? Seeing none, is there anyone out there in Zoom land that would like to speak on zoning bylaw amendment 23-891? With that, I'm seeing no one, I will move to the council, and I'll go to the chair of EDC first.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is almost exactly the same as the last map. It just moved down a little bit down Lincoln Street. The same reasoning, the same, just making it easier for people, cleaning it up. And I think this was probably the last multiple plot line cleanup that we're gonna have in front of us. So I think we're getting through the main part of this cleanup, and that's pretty good, I think.
Yep.
So
For
thank
sure.
you so much, Brian, for all your hard work. It's
Yeah.
not an easy thing
Yeah,
to clean this
Brian,
stuff up.
anything you want to add, please? Because I know how much work's gone into bringing all of these cleanups before us over the last few years.
Yeah, it's been, it started before I became an employee of the town, over 15 years ago. So, there you go.
Drop
The ones that we've done since I've been here have been really neighborhood-based, sections of community. And little by little, we get them done. Very few objections have occurred since then, and a couple of them where people didn't want their property rezoned in any way, we did not do that. But other than that, they went all the way through. Right now, after this, the two before you, if they both pass, still only about 40 parcels in town will be split parcels. And they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Instead of doing one here, one there, whatever, we'll leave them alone for now, because as you rezone other things, you can always fix them at that time, whatever the case may be. Okay?
Great.
So, thank you.
So
Thank you, Brian.
So you're saying that this is the last one?
Well, it's
Then
the
we'll
last
see.
one from me for a good long time, unless we have unless we do zoning map changes for other purposes. Then we'll
Okay.
probably
All right.
fix them.
Right.
Thank
Perfect.
you. It's-
Thank you.
Sorry, Mr. Chair.
Questions or comments from the council? Councilor Jones?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First off, having been here as long as I have and worked with Brian as long as I have, both, but I was EDC chair and back in the day, he's not wrong, this has been going on
Oh, yeah.
quite a long time. And there haven't been many bones of contentions with many of this over the years. I think the biggest one we ran into, Brian, was like the Unionville area down by Franklin Lighting and
Yeah.
Abishans and that whole kind of neighborhood. caused a little bit of disturbance on some of those lots, but for the most part, it's been pretty straightforward. But what I ultimately want to say is a huge congratulations and thank you to all the hard work that's gone into making these changes possible. They're absolutely sensible and logical changes to our zoning. And I know it, for as much as we probably look at this as a tedious process to us, I can't imagine what it must be like for you guys in your department looking at all this going, oh my God, here we go again. Here we're gonna make these changes. So thank you for all the hard work to you and your staff for these zoning changes.
Thank you, Councilor Jones. Is there any other counselor? Is one last chance for anyone in the audience, either in council chambers or on Zoom land? Seeing no one, I will declare zoning bylaw amendment, public hearing on zoning bylaw amendment 23-891, zoning map changes from rural residential 2 and single-family residential 3 to rural residential 2 or single-family residential 3, an area on or near Lincoln Street. I'm closed. So. Now we will go to legislation for action. And we will go to zoning bylaw amendment 23-891, zoning map changes from rural residential 2 and single-family residential 3 to rural residential 2 or single-family residential 3, an area on or near Lincoln Street. This is the first reading. Clerk will read the bylaw amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is zoning bylaw amendment 23-891, zoning map changes from rural residential 2 and single-family residential 3 to rural residential 2 or single-family residential 3 in an area on or near Lincoln Street. Zoning bylaw amendment to the Code of the Town of Franklin at Chapter 185, Section 5 zoning map, be it enacted by the Franklin Town Council at the Code of the Town of Franklin, is hereby amended by making the following amendments to subsection 185-5 zoning map, that the zoning map of the Town of Franklin be amended by changing from rural residential 2 and single-family residential 3 to rural residential 2, an area containing 26.004 plus or minus acres, comprising the following parcels of land as shown on the Town of Franklin's assessors map, parcel numbers 243-006 000, 243-008 000, 243-011 000, 25003 000, 250-011 000, 250-015 000, 250-018 000, and the zoning map of the Town of Franklin can be amended by changing from rural residential 2 and single-family residential 3 to single-family residential 3, an area containing 20.057 plus or minus acres, comprising the following parcels of land as shown on the Town of Franklin's assessors map. Parcel number 243-009 000, 250-001 000, 250-004 000, 250-006 000, 250-007 000, 250-008 000, 250-011 000, 250-019 000, 250-020 000, 250-021 000, 250-022 000, 250-023 000, 250-024 000, 261-019 000, 261-020 000, 261-021 000, 261-022 000, 261-023 000, and 261-024 000. The area of the zoning rezoned is shown on the attached map. Proposed zoning changes an area on or near Lincoln Street. The foregoing zoning bylaw amendment shall take effect in accordance with Franklin Home Rule Charter and Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 40A, Section 5.
Move zoning bylaw amendment 23-891 to a second reading.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Jamie, you're all set. Any counselors? Yes, Councilor Pellegrini.
Through you, Mr. Chairman. Mary Nora Drive, where is it exactly? I don't see it on the map. Tell you the truth, I never heard of the street.
I'm sorry.
Anybody else there?
Mary what?
Mary Nora.
Sounds a nice Irish name.
That's the police officer.
Yeah, Councilor Chandler.
No, I should know where that is, but I
No.
think it's on the,
It's brand new, honey.
it's brand new.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't there when I was there.
Where is it right there?
It's a private way off Lincoln Street.
How far down?
It's directly across from Bedford Road. So it's like 2 blocks up on the left from Sherman Ave.
Okay, I see Bedford Road.
So Mary Nora Drive is a private way across the street.
That by
Is it
the-
just a driveway?
It might be,
I'm just looking at the overall GIS map.
Is that the lovely property? A long driveway that goes all the way back?
That might be it,
We'll check. Mark Portesi?
No?
No, because he's 300 Lincoln, 330 Lincoln.
Okay.
They have a Lincoln Street address.
You know that was a long drive.
No, but there's one there's one further up that it could be too.
Scott Anzavino. And that's the end of that road. And then on Lincoln Street is
So it's a private way.
Jennifer Vandenberg.
It-
280, it's roughly around 286 Lincoln.
Okay. All right, so it's a little bit before that.
I don't think there probably isn't a street sign there. There's probably not a
Yeah.
sign on the road, that's why nobody
I think
probably
it's
would
the
stop.
one
Right.
Just drive. It's closer to
It's basically a cul-de-sac, but it's really a driveway.
Okay.
So you wouldn't drive by it and say, oh, I'll
So-
drive down that road and check out who's there.
So wouldn't that
There's
have a-
nobody there. I
wouldn't
mean,
that
I'm just
have a
saying, I'm
Lincoln
just telling the
Street?
truth. What?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that have a Lincoln Street address?
No.
No.
Not the one in the back.
because it
Can other
doesn't.
houses be built on that street?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm just looking.
Attorney Sorrell,
Through the chair, assuming it was a relatively new, approved, small lot subdivision, the planning board would have waived construction, it would still provide frontage, and the streets would be named, and the emergency people would have the identification, but it could look just like a driveway.
There's
Well, we only
technically,
wanted two lots.
I'm just doing a quick review to Mark's point. The drive itself is what is getting locked into the zoning point. So it's 200 feet. The road,
It's definitely
200
up.
feet up is where the zoning change is, just like all the other 200 feet in. If you go back on that parcel, there's then an easement on 278 Lincoln Street to go all the way back to Town of Franklin owned land where it's all wetlands back,
That's all
way in the
wetland.
back. So the Town of Franklin owns, I mean, I can't say there would never not be anything built back there because there's a lot of long strips, pieces of, properties that go way, way back. I'm just doing a quick review, but the easement, it doesn't look like anything else could be built back there.
but bottom line is they couldn't build if the frontage was on that road. They would have to have frontage on an approved road, whether it be Lincoln Street or,
It could be on the private road, but it would have been already addressed.
it would have had to have already been approved.
And yes, you're right about Lovely. It's a parcel above, north
North, okay.
of where that is. So
Yeah.
Mary Nora is just south of that.
Yeah, that's what I,
He's 330,
Yeah.
he's 330
Yeah.
Lincoln.
yeah.
And this is fairly new, correct?
Uh,
Jamie,
Let
or,
me take a look here.
It's where Ballerino used to live.
probably 22 years ago,
Yeah.
approximately. The seller of the land was Mary Louise Fahey.
Nice Irish name.
There's just some Irish themes here, getting Mary Nora, yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, the vote will come on the motion to move zoning bylaw amendment 23-891 to a second reading. A majority vote's required. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Bylaw amendment 23-892, a bylaw to amend the code of the town of Franklin at chapter 82, fees, municipal service, second reading. Clerk will read the bylaw amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is Bylaw Amendment 23-892, Chapter 82 Fees, Municipal Service, a bylaw to amend the Code of Town of Franklin at Chapter 82 Fees Municipal Service. Be it enacted by the Franklin Town Council that Chapter 82 of the Code of Town of Franklin is amended by Section 82-6, Schedule of Service Fees, subsection F, Fire, by striking existing language and replacing as a set out below. Subsection 82-6, Schedule of Service Fees, Fire, Service Fee, Ambulances, Rate. The changes are to the BLS rate, which was originally $1,553, to be increased to $1,619, and mileage to be changed from original $37.31 to $38 increase. This bylaw amendment shall come effective on and after March 17th, 2023.
Move bylaw amendment 23-892.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Jamie?
Yeah, through Mr. Chairman, through to the council. So this is the second and final reading of the updated BLS and mileage rates for the ambulances we spoke of. And just for the public at home, every year or two, we're looking at the rates to make sure we're in the middle of the pack, middle of the market in our region. And so these are small tweaks to get us right to that point. Fortunately, last year there were no rate increases, and so this year the fee goes up, about $60 or $70, and then the mileage rate ticks up about 60 cents. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Questions or comments from the council? Seeing none, the vote will come on the motion to approve bylaw amendment 23-892. A majority roll call votes required. Clerk will call the roll.
Cormier-Lager.
Yes.
Sheridan.
Yes.
Chandler.
Yes.
Pellegri.
Yes.
Hamblin.
Yes.
Jones, yes. Vice Chair.
Yes.
Chair.
Yes.
8-1 absent, sir.
Motion carries. Our favorite. Resolution 23-22, cable funds in support of PEG service and programming per Mass General Law, Chapter 44, subsection 53, F and 3/4. Clerk will read the resolution.
Motion to waive the reading, Mr. Chairman.
Motion and second to waive the reading. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Move resolution 23-22.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Jamie, anything to add?
Nope. Is this it?
No, this will be pretty much.
This is the gift that DOR will keep on giving you.
Yeah, but for the year though, should be right.
No.
Every quarter.
And then they, of course, the Verizon, and we have multiple contracts.
So we have to do.
So
there's two every quarter.
They do it just to nudge you,
Verizon
I swear, right? We're gonna send in our checks opposite weeks, just so you guys have to keep putting them on the agenda.
Attorney Sorrell?
There has been remedial legislation pending for some time, which would eliminate this requirement of these appropriations.
Oh, good.
Is there anything that we can do to help speed that along?
Talk to your rep.
Okay.
Talk to your rep and senators, yep,
Okay.
can't hurt.
Councilor Pellegri.
Okay, first of all, what does PEG stand for?
Public educational guide or something like that?
No, it's public education and government.
Government, yeah.
Thank you. Wait a minute now. Education, government. Now,
Yes.
if this money stops coming into us, how will the cable studio and all that live? Will they live on?
Jamie?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Madam.
So there are, to Mark's point a minute ago, I think everybody in the industry knows that with streaming services, cable subscriptions have dwindled. And so, it's part art, part science. I mean, I agree with you, Councilor Pellegri, at some point, we're not sure how to do that. I know there has been a lot of legislation filed up on Beacon Hill regarding this issue about how to fund local cable access, even in communities that don't have multiple providers or sometimes have bankrupt providers or whatever, but I think we're still a ways away from that. I still think there's going to be a lot of cable subscribers for some years, at least another 10, 15 years. And then after that, we'll just have to see where the industry's at. But it's a very good question. I don't think there's any easy answers. I can tell you there's no easy answer here. But I do know that this is not a Franklin issue. This is going to be a statewide, if not a regional or national issue.
So this money that we give to the cable building, whatever, that pays for salaries, it does everything?
Yes. I think, this guy's over here just jumping out of the chair.
I know.
Steve Sherlock, Franklin Matters, Franklin Public Radio, as I also happen to be a board member of the Franklin Cable Organization. Yes, that is one of our key concerns. We did have a board meeting this week, coincidentally. One of the topics on it was providing for future revenue sources given such point in time. We are fortunate, with the guidance of Pete Fasciano, as you all know, the technology that he's wired, the service that Chris and others provide here, we're fully funded based upon what we're getting that you approve, thank you, on a regular basis. There's a contract with Jamie for the town services that we provide as well. We're abiding by that contract. They're providing us the resources. But the real issue is at some point in time, the cable fees are going to go away.
Yeah.
And what will happen? The most likely thing that we are going to start doing is something similar to what you've heard, whether it's GBH or PBS, looking for sponsors to, this broadcast is now prepared by or sponsored by or enhanced by, however the wording is, we're looking to do that, to at least pilot and start that. We're fortunate that with what we've got, we've been able to live within and actually less than the money you actually give us. So we're putting something away all the time so that if something happened and the cable fees just disappeared, we could still exist for a couple of years and hopefully have some of those revenue sources come up, as well as potentially legislative action, because it really starts at the federal level.
Yeah.
The state can't do that much. But it's a big issue. I'm glad everybody is aware of it. And while it's a cable fee issue, it's a relatively small portion of the fee in the regular services that is providing. So Franklin Cable, as people should be aware, we have a town government channel, which is this broadcast on. We have the education channel, or Panther TV. That is the school channel, so all the games, they're broadcast on that. We have an all-access channel. That is open to any citizen to produce a show. And oh, by the way, we'll help them produce a show. We also have the radio station, low bandwidth, and we also have the podcasts. And then, of course, I've talked before, I'm integrating what I do digitally so that in the long-term vision, we'll be able to watch, listen, read, and get all of Franklin accurate, timely info so that the government is the conversation between the people, and you're volunteers like we are, right? That we can have the civil conversation around how we want to govern, how we want to do what we're going to do. We can elaborate on this further, but you're about to vote on this. I hope I've answered the question in the meantime. Thank you.
I do have another question, though.
Sure.
What about, this money comes from everyone who is part of cable? It's off of their bill?
Yeah, so the Comcast subscriber, Verizon subscriber, there's a line item in terms of a PEGS access fee. I forget, I get it digitally. I don't see it that often, but it's a line item on the bill. And then that gets funneled through the state, well, from the Verizon Comcast, and then the state regulations have it come to town coffers, and you have to transfer it to us.
And do we get any money from the state? No?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just the subscriber base. And again, just for while we're at it, we're fortunate in the town that we have 2 cable providers. There are many other communities that only have 1. So you've only got one choice. Here, at least, people can go back, and people have switched from Comcast to Verizon and then back, depending upon where the rates are going. And that's their choice. They can continue to do that.
Attorney Sorrell?
So it's just a little more complicated
Thank you, Steve.
fee-wise than was stated. So what's showing on your bill is an assessment, a modest assessment per subscriber, but beyond that, the municipality in renegotiating the license negotiates with the various providers, whether it's Verizon or Comcast, for a percentage up to 5% of their revenues generated from cable and advertising related to cable. And that's where we have special counsel, and periodically we've been very successful in negotiating both revenues and also a capital contribution, which goes to upgrades and equipment at the station.
Thank you. Thank you,
All
Mr.
set,
Chairman.
Councilor
Yeah.
Pellegrini. Any other questions or comments? Councilor Jones?
I couldn't not say nothing. I honestly think, I have to agree with Steve. I understand how we're losing a revenue stream through cable, Verizon, and stuff like that, but I think, and it's a thought, is that if we are going to continue PEG funding, which we should, to me, it's a must, that needs to be funded, especially local access stuff, that the legislation, and just to those who are listening on the federal and state level, to potentially thinking about shifting that fee to internet providership instead of just necessarily cable and Verizon is just like, that way we're not gonna lose that revenue stream, and now we're getting at least in a source where everyone has internet access, that would provide additional revenues. It's just a thought. I would hate to see PEG go away. It's extremely important to this community. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Councilor Jones. Any other councilors? Seeing none, the vote will come on the motion to approve Resolution 23-22. A majority votes required. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Town Administrator's Report.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, really quickly, a couple updates. The first one, Senior Center, good news, the cafe is back open this week. I know there's some folks down there on Monday. I know, Mr. Chairman, you were down there taking a quick visit, and I think we can all hopefully agree that progress is moving a little faster than we thought. We hope that the rest of the building will be open within the next couple weeks. Those are lofty goals, but they've made a lot of progress so far, so we'll just keep our fingers crossed. I just want to thank particularly the whole Senior Center staff, the Friends, and the Council on Aging, and everybody's creativity over the last few weeks. The library had a bunch of programs. We had the third floor training center going on with some pretty competitive card games. You know, it was almost so exciting we kind of wanted to have them back a couple times, but I have a feeling some people are just going to come after me to beat me at cribbage over and over again. But that's the update with the Senior Center. Really quickly, a quick personnel update. I don't do these much, but there's so many transitions and staffing changes, I thought I would just give the community a little bit of an update. First, I just want to congratulate Julie McCann in our office. She's done a great job since she's been here for a couple years, so she formally is being promoted to Alicia's former position as the operations assistant to the TA. And that came in the same point where some of you had the pleasure to meet Julie Jacobson here earlier when she was in. Julie's first day was today. I know we have two Julies. I know it'll be a little confusing for 4 months, but I did that on purpose. No, I'm just kidding. But Julie is going to be working part-time for us. She's going to be filling in while I'm on vacation, and she's also going to be doing some economic development projects for us for the next 4 months. So she's going to pick up some of the projects that were on Alicia's plate and kind of carry them forward a little bit for 4 or 5 months until the full deputy town administrator gets appointed, hopefully later, early this summer. And so we're really grateful to have her. Just for the folks at home that may not know her, she just retired. And she couldn't give it up. A lot of folks seem to say that. She just spent 12 years in Auburn as their first town manager, and also almost over 20 years as both the assistant city manager and economic development director for the city of Worcester. She is definitely a Worcester gal. There's no question about it. She's very proud of it. But I think we've all been hearing a lot about Worcester recently and a lot of context. So as she gets integrated in communications, and notably, I think I said to a few folks offline, the town branding project where State Representative Jeff Roy got the $50,000, she's going to be helping us out with that. They just actually completed a branding exercise in Auburn, including wayfinding signs, logos, seals, colors, a whole variety of things. So she's got some great experience of that, and we're very grateful for her time in Franklin. She'll be here through June. Facilities. We hired recently a deputy director for engineering, the first assistant deputy, like true deputy director that Mike D'Angelo has really ever had. He's been a one-man show essentially from an engineering perspective for over 25 years, I think, Mr. Chairman. He was hired in 97, 98. Mike?
Yes.
His name's Kevin Harn. Most of you may know Kevin's mother. Kevin's mother works in the school district, and Kevin graduated Franklin High, I believe, in 2006, 2007. So we're really, really excited about Kevin. And quick shout out, also Steve O'Neill is being promoted to the Deputy Director for Facilities for Maintenance and Trades. Most people know Steve down in the Building Commissioner's office, but what most people don't know about Steve is actually for 25, 30 years before, he was actually a builder and a carpenter. And so he's going to be taking what essentially was Marco Brancado's job.
Put a name.
I know,
everybody
connection,
will
so they know.
understand.
So essentially that's filling in for the vacancy left by Marco. So in the next 3 weeks, probably in about 3 or 4 weeks, the posting will go up for the building inspector position in Gus's office, the building commissioner's office. So we'll have to fill that slot. And I just got to say this, I just want to thank Tina Rogers in particular. It's been a tradition that we've had many years, and it kind of slipped a little for a little while, but we were really, really happy to coordinate with both the superintendent and assistant superintendent on these job interviews. They were a part of them. For high-level department heads that work with the schools and vice versa, both of us are sharing, and we're each having a member of the team on those interviews. Karen Bratt, for example, also was on the interview team for the Human Resources Director for the school department. I'll let Lucas announce that whenever he does, but that hire has been made as well, which is really, really good news for this floor. And it would go without saying, for those of you who have been around for a while, Mike has been doing this virtually alone for almost 2.5 decades, and the expectations, justifiably so, have gotten higher on facilities, and I'm extremely happy and very relieved, maybe even more than Mike, that a couple of other outstanding professionals are going to be a part of his team to help manage the enormous footprint of public facilities that we have in Franklin. There's a lot of projects I know that are backlogged and things, but we're hopeful that both of these gentlemen will fill in and continue to move forward. Maureen Canese is going to be hired. She came from the town of Millis as the new administrative assistant down in the Board of Health office, so please step down and say hi to Maureen. A wonderful personality, and actually one of the first faces you're going to see in the office down there. She just started this past week. And last but by no means least, the Senior Center. We're very sad, as everybody knows, to see Christina leave. Christina went back to Foxborough, and she just got her social service license, social worker license recently. And innovatively in their fire department, they are actually having a wing of social services come out of the fire department there. So at the end of the day, it was nothing that we said. It was nothing that she said. It's just, you gotta really love the passion of someone like her to help people at that level. She's one of the most selfless people I've met. And I know Chief Kelleher and Bill Keegan and the staff in Foxborough are happy to have her back. But we've successfully been able to make some transitions down there. We've hired Raylene Gallivan as the new social services coordinator, Sarah Amaral as the new deputy director of the Senior Center. Ariel Doggett has moved to be the program coordinator at the Senior Center. And Kathleen Loughran, who many of you folks know, who's a gardening professional in Franklin, is now the head of the Supportive Day program down there. And so there's been a lot of changes. So when the Senior Center opens up in a couple weeks, there's going to be a lot of new faces. And we're very excited with Danielle's leadership. We expect incredibly good things to happen in the second year of the new group down there. So hopefully all those staff changes give everybody a little lengthy update, Mr. Chairman. I'm sorry about that, but I know there's a lot of moves. We've hired a few DPW guys. I mean, I could keep going, but I won't. So probably at the next meeting too, I'll probably continue to make some more announcements. And then finally, as part of the TA report, Joint Budget Subcommittee was announced today. The meeting packet was sent out. to everybody. I do want to clarify for everybody, the meeting time will be 7 PM. The agenda says 6:30. We're going to repost that. And I know I had sent out the calendar invite to everybody that's on that committee, which is the budget subcommittee of the council, the subcommittee, the budget subcommittee on the finance committee, as well as the budget subcommittee of the school committee. So I think it'll be 11 folks lining
Please
right up
tune in.
here. I can't wait. And I will send out to everybody, it has been posted online, the full packet, including a draft preliminary budget to give folks a high-level view of what the requests are, and a 6-page memo describing the assumptions, 1-page overview, 1-page revenue assumptions, and 3 additional pages of what the expense assumptions are, and 1 page of what's not in the budget. So, sorry folks, I cannot boil it down any simpler than this. If you want to know what goes into a $150 million a year budget, you got to read the memo.
Yeah. I also think that it's important for everybody to understand, this is the beginning of our process of the budget. It starts with the joint budget subcommittee, and it will go from there. And our budget hearings will be in May. So if people out there are interested in where their tax dollars are going and why they're going there, this is the time to start to tune in and get your questions answered. And please, tune in or come.
Right.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, would it be
Councilor
okay to
Cormier.
direct a question to, during the TA report?
Sure, go ahead.
Jamie, I'm hoping you can just help clarify something for me. It might just be for my own purposes, but I think others might have this question. So the Franklin Police issued a leadership camp flyer for July 10th through the 14th. Super excited about that for kids here in town. There's an application online, $175. But it says that checks and payments go to the Franklin Police Department, not to the town. Is that just an account that the town oversees, or is that something completely separate that the police department does?
It's just for administrative transactions, so because the police are running the program with all the applications, it's kind of like recreation, it all goes there. But then Laura Graver, their finance analyst down there, will actually just process all the money and it'll go to the general fund.
Okay.
Those monies, to my knowledge, unless it's something I may be missing,
It's all labor.
it's, right, exactly.
It's
And there is no
100%
revolving fund that I'm aware of, or something of that sort. I'd have to talk to the chief about what that is, but
It's not a separate checking account? or
It's not a
anything,
separate
It's
checking
all into the town money?
that's right.
Okay, and it goes through the same processes that with our staff downstairs as far as auditing it?
It's called turnovers, yep. So any revenue that comes in, we're obligated to a turnover sheet every day. The staff signs them, the department head signs them, and then they bring them all down through a process to the treasurer collector. Yep.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, Councilor Pellegrini?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you, all of the positions that you just mentioned, the new ones, wonderful in that, but are these replacement that we don't have to ask for more money?
That's correct.
That's correct.
Okay, so none of them are new positions?
None of them are new,
Some are.
well, they're in the budget. Like the deputy director of engineering is financed already in the budget this fiscal year.
So we had it there, but
So
we
that's-
didn't have the person?
That's
Okay.
the only one on this list that I'm looking at, sorry, Council Pellegrini, really
Yeah.
quickly, that is not, that is the only position that's a first-time position, yeah.
Okay.
The
No
deputy
others are
director for
first time, 'cause
engineering.
I want people to know that, because they'll say, you know, here you're hiring all new people, and where is that money coming from?
Right, these are all,
already
yeah,
in
these
the
are all
budget.
replacement positions. yep,
Wonderful to
Except
know.
for that one,
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So you'll be coming back to us for money then?
always. That was an easy one, Councilor Pellegrini.
So you're gonna
No.
come back
Come back for
money
money?
for that position
Which position?
that you just said was not on here?
It's already in the budget.
It's in the budget.
Okay, what did you just mean then? I'm sorry, that you said,
The- Kevin Harn is the
Kevin
new
Harn.
deputy director of engineering for facilities. It's the first time we've ever funded that position
Okay.
at a true deputy level, like the deputy police chief, deputy
Yeah,
fire chief.
yeah.
It's the first time the town has ever. It was funded in the FY '23 budget.
It was.
Yes.
Okay.
And it'll obviously
It
be
just
in the
wasn't
FY
filled.
'24
Just wasn't
budget
filled.
from here on out. It's already been, yeah.
It's there.
That makes sense. Okay, thank you. Thank
It's
you,
there.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Jamie. We'll move on to subcommittee reports. Capital,
No?
EDC, yep. Councilor Hamblin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, the EDC met, we've actually met twice since our last meeting. We met last week, and we discussed Chapter 40B, the processes in town, because there seemed to be a lot of people that were questioning what was going on. So we put together an informational meeting about what was happening, and I hope that everyone who tuned in enjoyed it. It was a little long, maybe, but it was really important for everyone to hear it. And then before the meeting tonight, we had an EDC Plus meeting where we started our discussion on accessory dwelling unit bylaw that this town staff has put together. And that we will discuss that again
Yep.
sometime soon. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Councilor Hamblin. Budget Subcommittee, stay tuned. We'll have one at the next council meeting. We'll have a report. Gatra, Councilor Frangillo is not here, so we'll move on. Future agenda items. Councilor Sheridan.
Nothing this time.
Councilor Hamblin.
Nothing at this time.
Councilor Cormier Ledger.
Nothing at this time.
Councilor Chandler.
Nothing at this time.
Councilor Pellegrini. Councilor Jones.
No, sir.
Councilor DeLorco.
Nothing.
Councilor comments. Councilor Cormier Ledger.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Wanted to, again, just let everyone know the Police Leadership Camp application is available online. That's happening July 10th to the 14th. $175, a great program for your kids. Franklin Rec Department Summer Camp is also now open and online. I wanted to take a minute and thank the building department and all of the folks at the senior center staff and town departments for everything that they've done to get the senior center even partially reopened during some very strenuous and difficult times this last month on top of some pretty tough weather. So to see it getting programs back up and running, it just means a lot, and thank you to all of them. Thank you to Brutus and the entire DPW staff for handling the last snowstorm incredibly. I mean, everybody, I didn't hear a single complaint. The streets were great, the sidewalks were great, very quickly, actually. So, and I know that that's not easy when snow and ice is coming down at the same time. So thank you to all of them. And lastly, thank you to everybody who came out to the Franklin Art Association gallery opening last week at Escape into Fiction. We had a huge crowd in attendance there, and actually some people saw some sales, and it was just a really nice night for the community. I would encourage you, if you haven't been to see that show, to pop in during the hours of the bookstore and walk out back and take a look at the artwork. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Cormier Ledger. Councilor Chandler.
Through you, Mr. Chairman. Just wondering when the police's new service dog, Frankie, will be coming to pay us a visit.
He needs to be introduced, I'm sure.
She needs to be introduced.
She, I say he, I did.
I know, I'm just,
More dogs better.
we've all been dragged down that road.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing, that I know the chief is gonna be here for a couple appointments on the 15th and to discuss flock cameras and a couple of items, so maybe I can see if I can pull some strings to get Frankie here for the 15th.
Sounds like a plan. Good.
I don't know.
I think we were stressing.
It's a tough crowd, there's a big demand for Frankie.
And lastly, I was very happy to hear that we're getting new people volunteering, some
Yeah.
different faces I heard you say. So just so people like that know, well, you can pull papers in 5.5 months for the council race. Just be ready. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Councilor Chandler. Councilor Pellegrini.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I too would like to thank the senior center staff for all that they're doing up there. I know that it's been a hard road, and now that things are open, different groups are coming back and using it for their card games and that, and for breakfast and for lunch. So I thank them for all of their hard work. I'd like to thank the DPW again for taking good care of the roads and that. And I did get a comment that someone mentioned that they saw the squiggly lines on the road. And it was how it was being treated prior to the storm, because that was going to save us money and all. And when I saw that on Facebook, I replied to them saying that the they said that I hope DPW knows what they're doing, and I went back and said, they certainly do know what they're doing. And if you have questions, call the DPW and they'll explain about those squiggly lines. So, and I never heard anything back, so hopefully that's fine. The volunteers are coming in now for all of these committees.
Yep, the deadline is this Friday.
Is this Friday?
Yep, March 3rd.
If someone doesn't send a paper request in, can they still be considered?
We've had a few people stop into the office,
Okay,
and
that's
Julie
what I
just
meant.
types out the information for them and sticks them in the queue.
We do need a form,
You
but
need the
Julie
form,
will help,
Yeah,
help
Julie's
them.
filled out a
And
few.
they can do this over the phone if they want?
Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, I have tomorrow is a very special day. Tomorrow is March 2nd, Franklin's birthday. 400 and, wait a minute now,
No,
245 years.
I was gonna say, I missed a couple of days.
All I'd like to say is I hope the school department will honor Franklin tomorrow and not, what do I want to say, what's his name? Oh my gosh, my mind just went blank.
I'm dying to find out.
The who?
He wants to find out, that's what he said.
No, tomorrow's birthday is the Grinch. No, not the Grinch.
No.
The Grinch.
Dr. Seuss?
Dr. Seuss, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, my God. But I know that they always do things for Dr. Seuss.
Not anymore.
You know, for the whole day.
Not
And
anymore.
they have
Not anymore.
programs and everything.
Not
galore.
anymore.
Not much anymore.
In Franklin, I'm talking.
I don't
I
care
don't think
where,
so.
they don't do it
I
anywhere.
don't think so.
No.
No.
And why is that?
Wow, we don't wanna get into that.
reasons.
Yeah, we can talk about that after.
Well, I'm glad they're not, okay? If they want to read Dr. Seuss books, that's fine, and there's wonderful books, okay? But tomorrow, let's think about Franklin.
Yeah.
245 years old.
Agreed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Councilor Pellegrini. Councilor Sheridan?
I really don't have anything to add. I agree with everything we said about the senior center and everything.
Councilor Hamlin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am going to add a couple of things. The Arts and Culture Listening Tour starts next week. Jamie has the paper. The first one is Tuesday, March 7th, 5 to 7.
Chris?
5 to
Please.
7 at Dean College. I think it's upstairs in the, does he get it?
Yeah, do it, just like,
But,
it's really awkward when he zooms in and my
So the
fat
first
head
one-
is in the middle of it.
first in the Rooney room, the Rooney,
First door on the left.
first door on the left. Everybody, I hope everybody can make it if you want to talk about arts and culture in Franklin and the future of arts and culture in Franklin. And I wanted to let everyone know, here we go, Chris, see if you can do it again. Oh. So this is the open space survey that's out there. If you want to like just take a picture of that on your screen, I promise this will take you to a survey and it will allow you to answer questions about the open space in Franklin. Here's the dates. The next public hearing is April 25th, and they're actually very informative and a lot of fun. So the last one, the meeting last week was about Schmitz Farm. And so that was really great to be able to talk to people about what they wanted to see there. In the next meeting, there's gonna be about Maple Hill. So, these two new properties that are kind of a blank slate, that we get to decide what we want to do with them. It's really exciting. So I hope everybody takes the time to fill out the survey and then come into the meetings. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Councilor Hamlin. Councilor Jones?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That's all great news. I'm looking forward to those meetings on open space and recreation. That's gonna incorporate really nicely into the master plan.
Do the survey.
Wait. Get out there, folks, and
Yeah,
do the survey for open space and recreation. So, to jump on what was said earlier about the appointments, many of the committees that were posted in late January in regards to Davis Thayer, the police department, the master plan, etc. Yes, it's true, the 5th, this Friday, is the last day to apply. I would like to thank the planning board for appointing Rick Powers and Jennifer Williams, correct, to the master plan? And
Yes,
I believe
correct.
Bruce Hunchard from the ZBA. I think we're still waiting on Concom.
Megan, I'm forgetting Megan's last name, but Megan was a recent appointee, and
Yes.
she's gonna get appointed,
Yeah.
or be nominated by
From
the conservation.
From Concom? Okay. So there's still 6 at-large positions that are open, that can still, positions are open until Friday, that they can apply, correct?
They're open, yes.
Till Friday.
The applications are open till Friday,
Yep.
and then from there, the interview
We'll figure it
process
out.
will
Yeah.
start.
Yes, it
and-
will.
And again, just so that everybody understands what happens with the process for these committees, is Jamie will review all of the applications. He will make recommendations to the full council, and we will ratify those appointments. Okay, Councilor Jones.
Mr. Chairman,
Anything
no,
else?
nothing other than thank you for a great evening. This is probably the shortest one we've had in
In
some
a
time.
long time.
5
In a
years
long time.
anyway.
Yeah.
And it really was only because we had to move something from this agenda to the 15th, so come with your pillow on the 15th. I apologize, I'm apologizing in advance.
That's not an endorsement, nothing is.
I'll be in Florida, so
Hopefully we can get Frankie here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Councilor DeLorco.
I agree with everybody. I was just wondering, is Frankie an apprentice to Ben, or is he just?
She.
She.
Yes.
I think Ben's looking for a friend.
That's
I think
it?
that,
He needs help.
Well,
I think Ben is,
is he stressed?
yeah, he might be a little
I just didn't know how long the apprentice program was.
Well, they-
How many
well,
years?
Are we looking at a
I-
whole family here? Is this?
You guys can ask Jamie Mucciaroni. He might be able to tell you.
No, but
Sure.
I agree with everything that everybody
Yeah.
said. There's no need for me to say any more. Thank you.
Thank you. I know that our new golden retriever
Yeah.
has had many play dates with Ben, his big brother, at a local establishment. So he was stressed, so he's getting these play dates. So
He needs it.
he needs
all
it.
need
He needs to
And
be
he
fresh.
needs help, so
From when
here
he's
comes
needed.
Frankie to the rescue.
Because he's needed.
So,
Ben.
as far as the senior center goes, I spent a couple of hours up there earlier this week with the building inspector and his, and the facilities director and his new assistant. And we kind of we're looking through the entire thing. I think 2 weeks is an aggressive wish, and I think it's possible, and Jamie's sitting there crossing both fingers. I just don't want people to walk away from here thinking 2 weeks it's gonna open.
Right.
Because there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. Most of it, and understand the process, we have to rip the sheetrock off, then we have to put the sheetrock back, we have to tape and,
Get the mold off.
yeah,
You gotta get
and
the mold
then
out.
we have to go through and paint, then we have to put the, all the little,
Details.
details around the baseboard, all the rubber baseboard all the way around, so, and at the same time, we're insulating some areas that needed to be redone, so there's a lot of work to do, but again, like everyone else, I applaud the efforts of our staff, the senior center people have done a great job in trying to keep our seniors as active as they can with the different programs. The day that I was up there with these people, there were 18 people playing cribbage. There were people in the front half of the function room playing bingo, and so there was a lot of activity going on. And I know, to Jamie's point, they did a lot of things. The library helped out. They helped out here at the town hall. So we're trying to get things going as fast as we possibly can, and at the same time try and fix to make sure that this doesn't happen again at the senior
That's
center.
the main thing.
And that's obviously the main goal. So with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay.
Non-debatable. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?